Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a really quick, really to the point video on makeup products that have been working for me after I've been free from perioral dermatitis. If you have acne, skin issues, sensitive skin, this makeup tutorial hopefully will work for you as well, or give you ideas on things that you guys can change in your routine to make sure that you don't have a flare-up or you have less frequent flare-ups of whatever situation you're going through. I've documented very well what I've gone through in the past with my skin issues, and now I'm finally at a point where, as you guys can tell, it is going good for me. Obviously subject to change always, but if you want to see what I've come up with while living with perioral dermatitis for the last year and some change, then just keep watching. Right to the point. And my last update, where the video was actually about being free from perioral dermatitis for quite a few months, I did realize that my dermatitis is not stress induced, it's probably more due to products. So I've been really good about, weeding out what's not working for me and then using what is working for me, specifically makeup, because I haven't had a chance to really try it recently since I'm just home all the time. But I think I finally found a routine that works for me, so that is what I'm going to share with you today. This is more like everyday makeup. I'm gonna focus on face products because this is where we're struggling, right? Down in this area. But I'm also going to be showing you what I use on my eyes and lips, and I'm just gonna do the whole shebang so that you guys are able to see what I wear and then maybe incorporate some of these products into your makeup routine. Honestly, like today, you just don't know what you're applying on your face. Like it could tell you that it's a clean. I don't even like to use that word because everything is clean these days, but then it's not really clean. Okay, so I've gone ahead and just done my eyes for time's sake, because with the perioral dermatitis or acne or anything that you're suffering with, we really care about the face, not so much the eyes. The eyes are all the way up here. Perioral dermatitis focuses over here. So for face, I'm gonna show you guys some foundations or tinted moisturizers that have been working for me that don't irritate my skin and do not cause a flare-up. First is the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. This is the oil-free one. I love this, especially for like lighter days. If I'm just gonna step out really quick or I need to cover, just give myself a nice thin veil of coverage. I love it because it's light, it doesn't break me out. All these products that I'm gonna show you are non-comedogenic. The foundation that I usually use for more of a heavier type coverage is the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation. This one does have SPF 15 in it. I'm not allergic to SPF, so obviously if you are, then that's something you want to consider. But this is the only foundation that I've been able to use consistently that doesn't break me out or cause a flare-up or just irritate my skin in any way. And then the third product is MAC Face and Body, my favorite, all-time favorite, the best foundation for you if you don't struggle with acne, obviously, because this offers very little help with coverage. It's literally like a nice sheer veil of coverage, and it has a nice satin finish. This is a water-based foundation, so if you have oilier skin, don't use this because it's going to separate on your skin. Oil and water don't mix. For the video purpose, I'm going to use the heavier one today, which is the Bobbi Brown out of the three. Only because I want to show you what it looks like on my skin and the coverage that it gives, because I really love this foundation and it's worked really well for me. I'm gonna go ahead and just put a couple of pumps here on my little petri dish type thing. As far as primer, you guys are most welcome to use primer. The only primer I've ever used, and probably will ever use unless I have like a special occasion, is the Skin Refined Zone by MAC, because this does not bother my skin and I actually love the matte finish that it gives me. Like even if I take my finger, I was gonna take a brush, but let's just be real, like I'm gonna rub that into my skin and you guys will instantly see the matte finish that it gives my forehead. Like this is ultimate shine control. You don't even have to wear makeup. Like if you're going barefaced, then you can control your shine using this. Oil blotting wipes obviously also work, but I just love the Skin Refined Zone. It also works really well when you're trying to minimize the appearance of your pores. If you have larger pores, you can focus on that, especially if they're in this area here. So now that I have my primer, I have my foundation, I'm gonna go ahead and get my beauty blender, which is what I apply all of my face products with. And another safe item that I use is MAC Fix Plus. Mine is almost at the bottom because I use this for every makeup application. I just wet the beauty blender a little bit, get it nice and moist. I love to do that because I'm all about that sheer makeup. Thankfully, I don't have any blemishes like that where I can get away with more of that sheer coverage. But regardless, even if you don't have sheer coverage, it's always good because it gives you a nice glowy finish, and that's what you want. So I'm just gonna start applying that foundation all over my skin. The foundation is super light, not heavy at all. The coverage is amazing, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give you guys a side by side, right? So I'll do this side of the face first, and then you guys are able to see the difference as far as coverage and finish. I'll put a little bit under my eye, but I'm not gonna put too much because I'm gonna go back with concealer, so it's not a big deal if I really get under there. The less products, the better. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I'm gonna look over here in the little camera finder to see also, but this side has it, this side does not. Obviously, like, I feel like my skin looks great right now, so either side is fine with me, but the coverage is minimal, but it still enhances the way you look. I think that's the point, to enhance the way you look and not cover it. You still wanna look like you, right? I mean, I do. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the rest of that all over my face and then finish with the foundation, and we can move on to concealer. Okay, so now that we've gone ahead and applied all that foundation throughout our face, we're gonna go in with concealer. The concealer that I absolutely love, works for me, has always worked for me. I've tried the Tarte Shape Tape because that has been so popular. The NARS creamy concealer, the one with the wand, you know. I don't know, I just always come back to this one, which I actually need to get more of. It's the MAC Prolonged Concealer. Guys, this one just does not crease under my eye. Like, obviously you want to set your concealer with powder, that's so important, but this one just stays. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Yes, it dries fast, you have to work really fast with it. Prolonged Wear is made to last 8 hours of wear time, but it is worth it, and it does not move for anything. So I always use this under my eye for my concealer, wherever I want to cover extra spots or blemishes that I don't want. But yeah, it's just literally the best concealer ever. So I'm gonna just start applying this wherever I want. And because it dries so quick, you have to blend it like almost instantaneously. But what I will do is I'm gonna show you the amazing coverage that it gives in a side by side, so you guys can have something to compare it to. Just because you have a skin condition or you're prone to acne or whatever doesn't mean that you can't get good coverage makeup. That does not mean that. Okay, so this is the eye that has the concealer, this is the eye that does not have the concealer, so you guys can get a side by side on the coverage. Obviously there's no powder there yet, which the powder is just going to mattify it and make it look way better. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up that other eye and make them both match. What you want to do with that concealer also, very important, is always blend out some, because if not, it'll just look really streaky over here in the ends if you're not blending it out all the way when you apply it under your eyes. Okay, as far as powder for our under eyes and our shinier areas, like I have a really oily T-zone and I'm drier on this part of my face, so I only apply this in my oily areas and also under my eyes to set the concealer, which is really, really important. If you're not using powder to set your concealer, then what are you doing? What's been working for me right now is the Makeup Forever powder. This one is, I'm pretty sure this is the O2, but I'll link it in the description box below. This is the only powder that literally sets my under eye concealer flaky. Like, it does not move and it actually keeps me nice and matte, which is what I'm looking for. I always apply that with like a smaller fluffy powder brush like this, which is one of my favorite MAC brushes actually ever since it came out. And you will see how all of a sudden my forehead will look way matter than it was. Is matter a word? I don't know. So all over my forehead, blends it out really good, and now it's nice and matte. Now bring that down towards your nose. Of course, my nose always gets really, really shiny, so it's important when I wear makeup that I powder my nose, especially over here in these corners. I'm gonna apply it on the sides of my mouth because this is where I applied concealer. I applied some there and I applied some here. And then also right here, my chin, because I do have like a little denting right here because of the way my lip shape is. And so I'm gonna apply some there. My chin, I'm not gonna apply any here in my Cupid's bow. I don't mind that being a little shinier. The most important part is obviously under the eyes. So I already blended my concealer, but I always like to make sure I blend it out right before I apply the powder to make sure it's not already settled in my fine lines under my eyes, because that's going to happen. So I'm gonna do that real quick. I'm gonna look up, re-blend it out quickly. And when I see that there's no concealer settled in those lines just yet, I'm gonna look up and apply that powder. I always tap and put it in first, and then after that, I'll start like kind of like blending that out softly. I always apply the product first because I don't want to like go straight with the powder and then just put it on my eye and start sweeping it and then move the concealer. So that's why I just kind of tap it, and then I'll start blending out gradually after that. So now that I feel that the powder is there, like you're gonna feel it absorbing all that moisture from the concealer, then I'm gonna start blending it, because now it's safe to go back and forth and the concealer is not going to move. Okay, so now whether you can see it or not, this under eye is nice and matte and set, and this under eye is not. It is still prone to moving and wiping off and sweating off, and so we want to make sure that we set this under eye too. And you can definitely, like, even if I look in this mirror, like I can tell the difference between the side that's set and then the side that's not. So I'm gonna go ahead and also get rid of all the concealer that has settled in my fine lines while I've been talking. Okay, and then take that powder and start applying it really quickly before it settles again. And honestly, like, this powder is so fine and so lightweight, like you literally will not feel like you have anything on your face. I always opt out or opt for, is it a spray? That was scary. It startled me. Okay, I always opt for a more natural translucent powder or banana powder. I don't care for the powders that add more coverage. I used to at one point, like, you know when like the MAC, I don't know if you know this, but MAC has like their Fix Plus powders, and you would put foundation and then you would put that Fix Plus foundation powder over your foundation, giving you like twice as much coverage. So 90s. So this is what my face looks like once my face makeup is done, and you can really see all my imperfections, so that sucks. And by imperfections I mean more like things that I see that you probably don't see, because we always see more, don't we? So guys, those are the 3 products that I'm going to show you once again, all together at the same time. Say it with me, it works good. These work so good together. No problems yet. I mean, I'm not guaranteeing everything because everybody is different, but these have really worked for me. I'm just gonna do my eyebrows really quick off camera because you guys want to see that. I mean, if you want a brow video, I have one on my channel. Everybody and their mom has a brow video. Okay, I wasn't gonna share anything having to do with my eyebrow routine with you guys, but actually I changed my mind because part of my eyebrow routine is applying this, not brow gel, this is for hair, but this is what I use as brow gel because it works. Like, it leaves my brows in place where they should be. My brows are not very obedient, like they don't go where they should ever. I barely have any anyway, but this has helped tremendously keeping them in place. If you have bushier eyebrows, brow gel just doesn't work the same. I feel like, yeah, it works, but I don't know, like eventually my eyebrows end up moving the hairs and that's not what I want. So now that I've filled in my eyebrows, I'm gonna show you how I apply this. Obviously, if you get a lot of acne around this area, maybe avoid this part because this is a hair product that you're applying not on your face, but on your face. I'm gonna say not on my face because I take such a little amount of my clean spoolie brush and I even tap off the excess, like I rub it on a napkin that I have sitting in front of me and I barely touch my skin with it. I just make sure that I put this specifically on the hair. That's it. It just literally works better than brow gel for me. I have shown this trick to other people. Some people are completely against it because obviously like you want to be careful with what you're putting on your face. But I have extremely sensitive skin like everybody else watching this video or interested in a video like this, and this has not hurt me. I have not gotten any breakouts or anything from this. But again, like my problem is more towards the mouth area, and this is my eye area, kind of forehead area. So like I said, if you suffer with acne around this area up here, maybe skip this step. I like my brows to be nice and up because I don't really have any, so I feel like when you brush them up, it gives the appearance of more little hair fibers. Use with caution. Okay, so now that we're done my brows, let's move on to our cheeks. My holy grail product, Uber Beige Bobbi Brown. It's a cream blush, literally my go-to even if I'm not wearing a base on my face. It is just the creamiest, most beautiful, most luscious, I'm just gonna take a stippling brush, which is good for like cream or liquid products. I'm gonna grab some of that blush and I'm gonna apply it. Bobbi Brown, I don't know if her whole entire brand is like non-comedogenic, but for the most part it is. I'm more careful with products that I apply now to the part of the face where we're getting, because this is where my problem area is. So I can say 100% this has never caused me problems. Never, never, never. But again, I can't guarantee that it would be the same for others because I'm not a doctor, but for me, bomb.com. I took this from my friend because this is discontinued and mine had run out, which is horrible that I'm even showing you this because it's discontinued. But if you really want it, she does have it on her website, or Bobbi Brown does have it on their website, except it's like a duo. It's part of, I think it's a bronzer, which is like 40 bucks, and that's ridiculous because I don't want the bronzer. I just want the cream blush. But if you want it that badly, I mean, if I wanted it that badly, when this is gone, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna end up buying that duo, and the bronzer will be there unused forever. So I always focus on the apples of my cheeks. I just want to make sure I get that really good, and I always try to blend it out so it doesn't look like so uniform, like just right here. But I just kind of try to blend out around it so that it just looks like a natural girl, oh my god, I can't even talk. It just looks like a natural glow. Okay, so there it is. Sometimes I go a little overboard with my blush. I am not ashamed to talk about that. I like blush, what can I say? I think that's literally our face routine. I'm gonna go ahead and do my bottom lashes. I always wait on my bottom lashes only because I don't want the concealer to get dirty with mascara, if that makes sense. So I always just try to do my concealer and my powder because it's easier to blend the setting powder under your eye when there's no like product on your bottom lashes, obviously. Now I'm just gonna go in with my lip product. With your lip product, obviously, you might wanna be careful, especially if you're prone to acne, like in that immediate area. I'm really not sure because mine really only goes from like around here and then around here. It really focuses around this area. But I would definitely be careful with lip products, like chapsticks that you're using, etc. Then my lipstick. And I will list everything below. You are not obligated to use this. And this brown will not look good on everybody. This is like a straight brown lipstick from MAC, but I really, really love it. And it's nice and creamy because I always prefer glossy as opposed to matte. My Tarte lip gloss, which I love, it has like more mauvey tones in it. Guys, if you want to go in and do another batch of setting spray, feel free to do so with the one that works for you. And that is my everyday makeup routine that works for me, that I feel is safe enough to where I can do it a few times a week and be fine. Definitely limit yourself, not 7 days a week as far as makeup. Like, just be careful with that. I think that can clog, not only clog your pores, but I think it can trigger a breakout no matter what. So just try to limit the time that you use makeup. If you can go a couple of days without using it, or you're not going anywhere, or even if you go somewhere, wear a hat so people can't really look at your face. There are masks now, people. You are safe from reproach when you have acne or dermatitis. You literally are safe. But that can either irritate you or not irritate you. But anyways, you can cover it up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm leaning in on the camera now so you guys can take a closer look. My skin is thriving right now. I don't want to speak too soon. Hopefully it just stays like this as long as possible, because I've been on a roll. Hopefully if you're struggling or are going through something similar like what I went through, I've documented it all over my channel, then this will help you kind of put together your own routine for it to help you as well. Again, nothing here is guaranteed that it might not harm you, but I have really sensitive skin. I've gone through a lot, and I finally have a routine that doesn't harm my skin or irritate it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't talk your ears off. This is it. If you want to see something else, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be happy to film it for you.